You know, Duncan Powell joins us. Duncan, I think I started that haircut. I mean, I know you're making it famous, but I had it long before you did, my man. I got news for you.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I mean, just look at it. I mean, you see what I got going
Nah,
on. I
you
got.
rocking it. You're there. You're there. You got it. Let it grow a little bit.
No, it grows slowly. All right,
I
listen.
know.
I want to have some fun with you, man. There was a great story in the Atlanta Journal Constitution about 4 or 5 days ago by Chad Bishop, who did a deep dive with you. And your story, I hope folks read it, because we watch you guys play, and everybody just assumes, oh man, life is great, man. They're a member of a team. You have really been through it. Again, you go North Carolina A&T, you go to Sac State. Now you're coming to Georgia Tech. Didn't even think you were going to get to Georgia Tech. You didn't know where you were going to be. You go through the injuries. You're going through unbelievable highs, lows, hardships. And you and I were just talking about this a second ago. Your belief and really the big picture. It's amazing that you've got that as your foundation because I don't know where you'd be without it, my man. I got to tell you something. You have really been an incredible story.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, Jesus is King. All glory to God. But yeah, it's been a long journey. These last it's 5 years now. It's what a lot of people go through in a lifetime. So, just trusting in God and trusting my plan in basketball has really got me through all that.
I mean, I know there had to be days that you rolled out of bed going, man, I'd do anything to play basketball, and I kind of feel like I'm at the end of this journey. What keeps you going? Because this would be true whether you're talking about your basketball or anybody watching or listening to this show right now that might be going through some tough times. What's the inspiration for you?
Man, honestly, it was times I didn't even have an inspiration really. It was so many nights I was just in my car. I called my mom, said I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. Like my life's really over. I have really no purpose to even be here no more. Just not even on no suicidal stuff. Just I don't have a purpose anymore. I can't play basketball. I'm 18 years old and I spent the last 17 years playing basketball. So really it was really just talks with my mom and talks with God and the people around me that just kept me pushing. I wouldn't even say it was an inspiration because I really lost all hope. So it was just really God doing his work with me, showing me anything's possible through him.
Duncan, I would assume that every time you go and lace the sneakers up and go out, whether it be a practice or a game, you almost kind of have to feel like, man, this is pure joy, isn't it? I mean, to end up where you are, playing in the ACC, playing for Damon Stoudemire for a Georgia Tech team that's got great tradition and history. You're in Atlanta. You got to feel like, man, I feel like I've won the lottery, right? I mean, this is whether, regardless of outcome of the game, just the ability to play and perform and do your thing has got to be an unbelievable joy.
Exactly. You hit it on the spot. I hit the lot. I want to say it's almost like I'm on borrowed time. It's I'm playing with house money. Really, I'm blessed to even be able to put on a uniform and play, whether I score 0 points or I break a record and score 150 points in a game. Like I'm just blessed to even be on the court, be able to play, run up and down. It just puts everything in perspective, and I'm so grateful to be here, especially at Georgia Tech, a school like Georgia Tech in the ACC, playing for a coach like Coach Damon Stoudemire. I like. I used to ask myself, I wonder what I'll be doing in 2, 3 years from now. I would have thought I was working on roads in Dallas or something, paving roads. But
Mm.
God's brought me this far, so it's a blessing every day.
Uh, your relationship with Damon Stoudemire, I suspect that you guys have had some unbelievable heart-to-heart conversations.
We've had some real interesting conversations. Yeah, he's really hard on me because he sees a he's really hard on me. He sees a lot in me. He knows how good I can be. He's big on it. But yeah, he's really talked to me a lot about what it takes to get to the next level and how to handle success at this level. This is the first time I've played at a major conference and been at the top of the scouting report. So he's just really been with me every step of the way. A great coach with the X and O's, but he's really a realist with everything we do with basketball. So he helps me with that a lot.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to follow up with you because every time we've had a conversation with him or I've seen him at the ACC media days or whatever, it's a real conversation with him, right? I mean, he's almost like, I ain't got time to mess around with you. Let's either do this or not do this, right? I mean, he's kind of a no nonsense guy, but he's also a player's coach, right? Because he's not going to BS you. It's real, and let's deal with it and move forward and act like a grown up. And I'm sure that probably was maybe the best thing that ever happened to you.
Right. I there's a lot of coaches in basketball, period, especially this level of college basketball, that'll just tell you what you want to hear to your face and then go behind your back, and you won't get the results you want. But it was time. I didn't even play against Georgia, our rival. He was just, I got to perform better. I wasn't playing good enough, just straight like that. So, when you have a coach like that just tells you what it is and what you need to do to get on the court and do what you need to do, it's a blessing. You can't ask for more.
I told Coach that I told him, I said, your team's going to be dangerous by the time we get here to the ACC tournament time. And you're kind of proving that right now, the way you're playing. Those back-to-back wins, knocking off Louisville, who's still playing lights out, and the triple overtime win at Clemson. Where, by the way, that shot you threw up, my man, that looked like something I'd throw up. I got to be honest with you, Duncan. When that left your hand and ricocheted off, and, of course, you went and grabbed the rebound, let's go. But that looked like something I'd throw up there. Man, here it is.
Yeah, I planned that. I knew I was going to do that all along. Coach Dame actually told me to do that. He said, throw it off the backboard. They're not going to box you out. Five's going to tip it. You put it in. That was a drawn-up play.
Yeah, that looked
craziest game of my life.
Oh, that was nuts. But again, I mean, that's what you guys have been doing. You're playing your best basketball at the right time. And given all the injuries, and we had, 8 or 9 different lineups, in some respects, your journey personally and this team's journey this year, there's a lot of similarities, right? I mean, there's been some unbelievable setbacks where you go, man, what else could happen? But hey, at the end of the day, man, let's go play, let's go perform, let's go do our thing, right?
Right. I've used my own personal experiences to help the younger guys out. Like Darion Sutton, Jaden Mustaf, even like Nate George and Bob. They're sophomores. So I tell them my testimony. And as long as you keep working, keep your head down, keep your faith in God, it's all gonna work out. It's really whoever works the most and who wants it the most. So yeah, I'm the older guy in the locker room now, which is crazy. How many years I've been in college? 4 years, played 3 years now. But yeah, so I definitely try to help my teammates out with things like that.
You got to feel like you're 30 years older on these guys, don't you?
Definitely. But I can't sit here and lie. We all joke around. I'm pretty childish off the court, so we're all a family. Definitely, we all joke around a whole lot, especially Coach Dane. You'd be surprised.
I was going to say, he sounds like he'd be the ringleader, to be honest with you. I mean, I could, he's still going to be a kid at heart, man. He's having a great time coaching you guys. But this team, though, does feel dangerous, though, doesn't it? I mean, when you knock off teams like Louisville and Clemson, especially the Tigers on the road, you're looking around going, guess what? There's nobody that we can't beat. When we're playing well, we're going to be a problem for everybody on the schedule.
Man, we're super dangerous. I mean, the last 4 of our 5 wins speak for themselves. We can play with anybody in the country, let alone the ACC, when we're playing the way we're supposed to play. I mean, you just got to look out for us. We're going to keep working. We're going to keep doing what we've been doing every day. But definitely, Georgia Tech basketball is a team that is very dangerous.
Well, let me just tell you, you and I have never met until this conversation. And like I said, when I read your story, and I knew you a little bit. I grew up in North Carolina. I've been living here forever, it seems like. So I knew a little bit about you even years ago. But when I read that story by Chad Bishop, which is a great story, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution a couple days ago, it is. I hope most fans read it because it just goes to show you we don't know your guys' stories. I mean, we really don't. I mean, we know you as a player, and here's what your stats are, and et cetera, et cetera. But, man, you have been through it, and you are an easy guy to root for, my man. I'm just going to tell you. Again, I've never met you, but moving forward, I wish you nothing but the best. And you have put in the work, and you've taken some setbacks, but it doesn't stop you. Just keep getting to work, right? Keep grinding. That's what it's all about. And I wish you nothing but the very, very best moving forward.
I appreciate that so much. That means a whole lot.
Have fun, man. We'll see you in Charlotte for the ACC championships.
Yes, sir. I'll see you there. We're going to make some noise.
Here you go, Duncan.